Did the FX series Feud truly capture the intense rivalry between Joan Crawford and Bette Davis? What inaccuracies slipped through the cracks? The lengths these two divas went to undermine each other, both emotionally and physically, are astonishing. Insights from their children shed light on the complexities of their famous mothers. Shocking new revelations have emerged about Hollywood's most infamous catfight. Season 1 of Feud debuted in 2017, featuring the remarkable Jessica Lange as Joan Crawford and the equally talented Susan Sarandon as Bette Davis. It's hard to imagine anyone else embodying these legendary stars. Their rivalry was so fierce that condensing it into 8 episodes was a monumental task. Today, the names Crawford and Davis are inseparable, often discussed in tandem. We will explore what the series portrayed accurately, what was fictionalized, and what was left on the cutting room floor. The origin story of these iconic anti-heroes is one you won't want to miss. Securing the green light for the film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane was a significant challenge. At the time, it was quite unusual for two leading ladies to share the screen in a major film, especially when both were considered too old for leading roles. Joan Crawford and Bette Davis, two of Hollywood's most popular stars from the Golden Age, were cast in this film, playing contrasting characters that showcased their acting talents. The film's premise revolved around the intense rivalry and psychological drama between the two sisters, which added to the film's allure. However, the industry was hesitant to invest in a project that defied the norms of casting and storytelling. The age of the actresses was a concern, as studios typically favored younger stars for leading roles. Despite these obstacles, Crawford and Davis's star power and the film's unique storyline eventually helped it gain traction, leading to its production and release. The film would go on to become a classic, but the initial hurdles highlighted the changing landscape of Hollywood and the evolving roles of women in film. During the early years of her career, Joan Crawford typically portrayed beautiful, hard-working young women in rags-to-riches stories. These films resonated with audiences during the Great Depression as they offered hope and inspiration. Crawford's roles often showcased her resilience and determination, making her a beloved figure in Hollywood. Her performances captured the struggles and triumphs of women striving for a better life, which was a theme that appealed to many during tough economic times. In contrast, Bette Davis took a different approach in her early career. She chose to take on controversial roles, often playing unsympathetic characters that challenged societal norms. This bold choice set her apart from her contemporaries and allowed her to explore complex emotions and darker themes. Davis's talent was recognized early on, as she won 2 Academy Awards and received 10 nominations throughout her film career. Her willingness to tackle difficult roles made her a trailblazer in the industry, paving the way for future actresses to embrace more diverse and challenging characters. In 1935, the lives of Joan Crawford and Bette Davis intertwined in a dramatic way when Davis fell in love with her co-star Franco Tone. This romance took a turn when Tone later married Crawford, creating a love triangle that ignited a fierce rivalry between the two actresses. The tension between them was palpable, fueled by jealousy and competition in the glamorous yet cutthroat world of Hollywood. As the years passed, both women faced personal challenges, including 2 divorces each, which added to the complexity of their lives and careers. In 1943, Crawford made a significant move by leaving MGM for Warner Brothers, a decision that reignited the rivalry with Davis. By this time, the earlier love triangle seemed to fade into the background, but the competitive spirit remained strong. Their paths continued to cross in the industry, each striving to maintain her status as a leading lady in a changing cinematic landscape. The rivalry between Crawford and Davis became a defining aspect of their legacies, illustrating the personal and professional struggles that shaped their careers. In 1945, the Academy Awards became a pivotal moment in Joan Crawford's career. Bette Davis, a prominent actress of the time, passed on the title role in the film Mildred Pierce. This decision opened the door for Crawford, who took on the role, and delivered a performance that would earn her the Oscar for Best Actress. This win marked Crawford's first and only Academy Award, a significant achievement that revitalized her career, which had been struggling in the years leading up to this moment. The success of Mildred Pierce not only showcased Crawford's talent, but also intensified the rivalry between her and Davis. Their competition was well known in Hollywood, and this Oscar win added fuel to the fire. Crawford's triumph at the Academy Awards was not just a personal victory. It symbolized a shift in her career and highlighted the fierce competition among actresses during that era. The impact of this event resonated throughout the film industry, influencing both Crawford's future projects and the dynamics of Hollywood rivalries. Both actresses were nominees at the 1952 Academy Awards, with Joan Crawford nominated for her role in Sudden Fear, and Bette Davis for The Star. In Sudden Fear, Crawford portrayed a character that mirrored aspects of her own life, showcasing her talent and depth as an actress. Despite her strong performance, the Oscar that year went to Shirley Booth, leaving Crawford and Davis to reflect on their careers and the competitive nature of Hollywood. The film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane later brought them together again, reigniting their complex relationship. This film was notable not only for its thrilling plot, but also for the underlying tensions between the two stars. Their rivalry was well known, and working together again stirred up old feelings and competition. The dynamic between Crawford and Davis during this time highlighted the struggles and challenges faced by women in the film industry as they navigated fame, rivalry, and the quest for recognition in a male-dominated world. In 1962, Joan Crawford and Bette Davis found themselves at a crossroads in their careers. Both actresses were in their early 50s and facing challenges in Hollywood, where the industry was shifting and opportunities for women of their age were dwindling. Despite the skepticism surrounding their potential collaboration, Crawford took the initiative to pitch the film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane to Davis. The project, which featured the two stars in a gripping tale of sibling rivalry, was met with doubt from many, but Crawford's determination paid off. The film became a surprising smash hit, grossing $9 million at the box office, a figure that translates to nearly $90 million today when adjusted for inflation. However, the success of the film did not come without its complications. While Davis received an Academy Award nomination for her performance, Crawford was notably left out of the running. This disparity in recognition fueled tensions between the two actresses, adding a layer of complexity to their already fraught relationship. The film not only revitalized their careers, but also highlighted the competitive nature of Hollywood, especially among women. The dynamics of their partnership and the ensuing rivalry became a significant part of the film's legacy, illustrating the challenges and triumphs faced by two of cinema's most iconic figures. When Bette Davis received an Oscar nomination for her role in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and Joan Crawford did not, the rivalry between the two actresses intensified. Crawford, feeling slighted by the Academy's decision, took matters into her own hands. She aggressively campaigned against Davis, using her influence and connections in Hollywood to undermine her. This was not just a personal vendetta. It was a calculated move in a long-standing feud that had simmered for years. The situation escalated when the Oscar ceremony approached. Crawford arranged to accept the award on behalf of Anne Bancroft, who was nominated for her performance in The Miracle Worker. This bold move was seen as a direct affront to Davis, who was furious that Crawford would take the stage instead of allowing Bancroft to accept her own award. The tension between the two actresses reached a boiling point, showcasing the fierce competition and personal animosities that often lurked behind the glamour of Hollywood. The aftermath of this incident left a lasting mark on both their careers and their legacies in the film industry. The success of Baby Jane created a new film genre for aging actresses, termed hagsploitation, which featured older women in mentally unbalanced roles. This genre emerged as a response to the changing landscape of Hollywood, where traditional roles for women were often limited as they aged. Joan Crawford, a prominent figure in this movement, became synonymous with the hagsploitation genre, showcasing her talent in complex and often disturbing characters. Robert Aldrich, who directed Baby Jane, sought to capitalize on this success by creating another film with Crawford and her rival Bette Davis, titled Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte. However, the project was marred by renewed tensions between the two actresses, which had been a long-standing issue in their careers. Ultimately, Crawford was replaced by Olivia de Havilland, marking a significant shift in the dynamics of the film and the genre itself. This replacement highlighted the challenges aging actresses faced in an industry that often pitted them against one another, even as they sought to redefine their careers in a new cinematic landscape. The hagsploitation genre, while controversial, opened doors for older actresses to explore darker, more nuanced roles, allowing them to remain relevant in a youth-centric industry. The series Feud draws inspiration from Shan Constantian's book Betty and Joan the Divine Feud, which is known to rely heavily on hearsay and rumors rather than verified facts. This approach leads to a portrayal of events that may not accurately reflect the true nature of the relationship between Joan Crawford and Bette Davis. Some dramatic incidents, such as the moment when Davis allegedly kicked Crawford, and the story of Crawford wearing a scuba diving belt to sabotage Davis, are likely exaggerated for entertainment purposes. These dramatizations serve to heighten the tension and intrigue of the narrative, but stray from the reality of their interactions. Additionally, the influence of Mamacita, Crawford's housekeeper, and the role of Jack Warner, the head of Warner Brothers, are presented in a way that suggests their involvement was more significant than it may have been. This creative liberty taken by the series can lead viewers to form misconceptions about the true dynamics of these iconic actresses' lives and careers. The blending of fact and fiction in Feud ultimately raises questions about the accuracy of its portrayal of this legendary rivalry. Christina Crawford's book Mommy Dearest painted a stark picture of Joan Crawford as an abusive mother. This portrayal shocked many and sparked intense discussions about the actress's parenting. Despite the negative depiction, Bette Davis, who had a well-known rivalry with Crawford, came to her defense. Davis argued that the book did not accurately represent Crawford's character or their experiences in Hollywood. Interestingly, Davis's own daughter, B.D. Hyman, later wrote a similar tell-all book about her mother, which also stirred controversy. Hyman's claims about Davis were contested by her brother, Michael Merrill, leading to further family disputes. These narratives highlight the complexities of relationships between mothers and daughters in the spotlight, revealing how personal experiences can differ greatly, even within the same family. The stories of both Crawford and Davis illustrate the challenges of fame and the impact it can have on family dynamics. Despite their rivalry, both actresses acknowledged each other's professionalism. This mutual respect was evident even amidst the tension that often surrounded their careers. The feud between them became a focal point for many discussions about their lives and work. Tim Manor, the showrunner of a series that explored this rivalry, defended the creative liberties taken in the storytelling. He highlighted a hopeful dream sequence ending, which aimed to provide a sense of closure and optimism, contrasting with the darker themes often associated with their feud. The legacy of their work, particularly in the film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, remains significant. In 2021, this film was preserved in the U.S. National Film Registry, recognizing its cultural importance and impact on cinema. This preservation underscores the lasting influence of both actresses and their contributions to the film industry, ensuring that their stories and performances will continue to be celebrated for generations